Great. My name is Joshua. I'm program manager at the African Impact Initiative. I'm really excited to walk you through today's info session, and hopefully I may be able to provide clarity to some of the questions that you have, and also kind of help you along the application journey. If you've started your application, you're yet to start, or even have completed your application, hopefully we can take some of your questions and provide you valuable answers that would help you along this journey. So again, I think we have a good room now, and then we can officially kick off so far. So we've designed this info session to really tell you who we are and what to expect in all our programs, especially for this year. It's really exciting for us, but we want to introduce ourselves to you first. So who we are is really a Pan-African accelerator building the future of Africa and its diaspora. And what we're planning to do is really, and our mission is really empowering early visionaries to create market-shaping innovations through training, funding, mentorship, and opportunities that we find across Africa. Again, we do this by developing our flagship program, which is the African Impact Challenge. And if you're here, you essentially are trying to apply or have applied to the African Impact Challenge. So again, exciting and welcome, and thank you so much for joining again. As we move on, I really wanted to use this opportunity to share with you who we are, what our streams look like, and what you benefit from our program. So again, like I said, we're really about empowering young African entrepreneurs to build tech-driven businesses, solving local problems. So wherever you may be joining in, I've seen people from Nigeria, Somalia, Kenya, Burundi, and all of that. And that is really exciting, and I'm excited that you're all here today. Now, what is the African Impact Challenge? Really, the African Impact Challenge, also what we call AIC, funds and empowers African founders such as yourself to build market-creating innovations which solve their country's biggest challenges and become businesses. So what we were here to do is really target solutions that are, focused on non-consumers, increasing customer affordability or accessibility, but also increase customer adoption and ease of use. And to put this in a nutshell, this means businesses that are targeting opportunities that other Africans or vulnerable Africans may not necessarily have access to or be able to afford, or are non-consumers of generally. So if you're building a business that allows for more people to get market access or get into an opportunity, please, our program is for you. So far, we've trained over 7,000 founders from over 46 countries, and we funded 105 businesses till date. And we've been in countries like Ghana, Kenya, Rwanda, South Africa. So some of you might say countries, your countries here. So yes, we have seen ventures from these different markets. So if you're here from any part of Africa, you're actually really welcome. And even if you're outside Africa as well, but you're building for the continent, it is quite exciting to have you as part of us. Now, to share with you what you'll be getting out of the program and how our approach comes. So far, we provide you with capacity building. Again, this is really through a virtual and self-paced venture support bootcamp, track-based venture funding, so through investment grants and other investment opportunities. And this really is focused on the multiple tracks that we think founders are in within our program. And we also have track-based programming to reach your next milestone. So for every founder, wherever you may be, whether you're in idea stage and you're scaling your business, we really have a track dedicated to give you tailored-made programming to help you move up to your next. You're either trying to launch an MVP or you're trying to actually enter a new market. We believe that AIC has the best program approach to help you achieve this. Moving on, we have the Funding International Market that allows you to get access to different markets across Africa. Through our program, we basically cover flights and accommodation for you to get immersed in multiple cities through our country immersion programs. That allows you to access new customers, new partnerships, as well as meet other founders within your industry or outside your industry as well. We do provide post-program support as well as market access for acquisitions, whatnot. Now, I think the next slide is really, really important because that really gives full clarity around what the African Impact Challenge really focuses on. Now we have our streams known as the country innovation stream and the health entrepreneurship stream. And in the next few slides, I'll tell you, in depth what each of these streams really mean to us. But just really to share, at a very high level, the country innovation stream is really focused on outcomes within a specific country. And while the health entrepreneurship stream is really focused on business outcomes, focused on health initiatives as well. And so as I go forward, I'll explain each of the streams, but it's very important that, as you start, kick off your application, or as you go through the application process, you understand our streams where we have both country innovation and then we have health entrepreneurship stream. And I'll share with you how this is differentiated in the next few slides. Now, to start with our country innovation stream, right now, these are for founders building solutions that tackle country-specific priorities. And for this year and this time round, this application period, we are focused in on the country innovation stream in Nigeria. So we're basically starting in Nigeria right now, accepting businesses that are in our country innovation stream who are building solutions in Nigeria. For example, this is designed for ventures where impact is driven by local context and local adoption. So if you're building something in Nigeria, this is really for you and you think you fit in under our country innovation stream. Again, it focuses on problem validation, product market fit, partnerships within the target country. So again, that is for founders, builders who are in Nigeria right now and are focused on building market creating innovation that really tackles specific problems in the context of Nigeria. Last year we were in Botswana. This year we're in Nigeria. And next year, if you're not in Nigeria this year, we might be coming to your city. So again, please let us know, where we should come next, and maybe it might just be your city. Moving on to our health entrepreneurship stream, and this is a Pan-African program. This stream really accepts founders from all across Africa, building or developing solutions that improve health outcomes across Africa or health system performance across Africa. So these are designed for ventures in health tech innovation, focused on clinical user validation, safety science readiness, and whatnot. So those are some of the key things that the health entrepreneurship stream really offers. Now, just to repeat what I've said again, we have two streams within this program. One is in Nigeria. So if you're a Nigerian founder, the community impact stream, please apply. And also, if you're across Africa and you're building a health focused venture or a venture looking to improve health outcomes across Africa, the health entrepreneurship stream is for you. So please try and understand where you sit within the application pool as well. Great. Now, the next layer of the program really now focuses on the different stages business. So whether you're in the idea stage, whether you're in the idea stage, you're building an MVP, or you're scaling across to new markets, we really have something within the program for you. So think about it as you're a health entrepreneurship founder and you're building in Ethiopia, but you're at a different stage of your business. We have a tailored program really specifically to help you grow and help you scale to your next milestone. The key tracks that exist within our program across both streams is the explorer stage, the builder stage, the momentum stage, as well as the scale stage, right? The tracks. Now, the goal is that for every founder who applied to the program, whether through the country innovation or the health entrepreneurship stream, we believe that different founders need different level of support, and we've designed our tracks to be able to provide tailored support to really help get tangible outcomes as well as grow. And I'll share a bit about this in the next few slides, but we really welcome you to try and understand the different layers within the program, whether you're a country innovation founder or you're a focus founder, and where you kind of sit within the tracks. And our application process kind of allows you go through that as well. Now, this is a general overview of what the tracks look like. And in a moment, I'll go into details of each of these tracks and what to expect and the types of founders we're looking for within each track as well. So for the Explorer track, it's really for idea stage startups, still figuring out the problem and designing the solutions as well. So you haven't gone to market, you're really just, you have a great budding idea and you have really a great problem statement that you really want to work on. We're designing the Explorer track to really help you move that idea to, to an MVP. We also have the builder. This is for execution stage founders. So you're still refining your MVP. You're about to launch, or you've really just launched, beta testing, just trying to understand what the market looks like. We have the builder track specifically to help you and guide you through that journey to help you get to your next milestone. Beyond that, we then have our momentum track. This is for scale-ready startups with meaningful traction, clear product market fits, as well as problem solution fits, looking to actually scale their business. And then lastly, we have scale, which is for high growth startups with strong traction, growing revenue, and are ready to expand into new markets. We've designed the scale track to specifically meet your needs and understand your fundraising goal, as well as your market access that you're looking for. I think in the next few seconds, my team will launch polls just so that you can identify where you are or you fit across the different tracks that we have, just so that we understand if what I'm saying is clear, or if it makes sense that we have a different mix of people within the crowd. You're building something at the idea stage, or you're a founder who have seen significant revenue or is growing your revenue, we have a program, a track that's specifically tailored to meeting your needs. Please, if you don't see the quizzes or polls pop up on your screen, please click the three dots on your Zoom pane and you'll be able to find the poll, but it should really pop up right now. Just really quickly, I'd like to share with you, sort of an overview of each of the track, and just so you kind of understand, and it can help you in your decision making as well in the poll, but also help you through your application process as well. So starting with the Explorer track, who is this for? It's really for idea stage founders validating their problem and customers. You don't have an MVP, you don't have no users, or you don't have any revenue. That's okay. As you are, the program is really designed to help you hit those milestones. The program is really designed to help you hit those milestones. Again, as a founder, how do you know you fall under this category? You don't have an MVP yet. You don't have any real users. You don't have revenue. You just have a clear problem that you want to tackle, whether it's in the health innovation stream or the country innovation stream. Please feel free to apply using the Explorer track. What is really the outcome of this? It's a validated problem, solution fit, and readiness for the builder track. I'm seeing some questions come in. You would have time to take questions in a few more minutes. So please keep those questions handy, and we'll have time to take all your questions as well. Cool. So that's for the Explorer track. So please, if you're an idea stage founder, you have something you're looking to build and you want to build, we're here to help you through that journey. And we've designed the Explorer track specifically for you in mind, understanding the challenges that idea stage founders, kind of face. Now, moving on to the builder track. And this is for founders skin in the game, if I'd call it that. It's really you have a validated problem, you have an MVP in development or in early testing, you've seen early users, you've piloted a few products, and you've seen some small revenue, or you're still in beta testing, the builder track is really designed specifically for you. And you look inside, it shows what we help you find or work on is with MVP refinement, user testing and feedback, pricing tests, market entry strategy, and early traction metrics. So these are some of the things that we'll cover on your journey with us. And then I hope this provides a clear understanding of, founders who are in the builder track and what to look out for. Just to reiterate, you have a validated problem, you've spoken to users, you've tested a few assumptions, you have an MVP that you either have developed or you're working on. That's fine. You've seen some early tests, evidence. You've also piloted with some beta users. You have a wait list, letters of interest, and small revenue. That's okay. We've designed this track specifically to help you go through that. And then next we have our momentum. And this is also quite exciting. Is you have an MVP, real customers, consistent revenue, and early product market fit signals. So again, interesting. Again, these are for founders who are a bit later in their journey or a bit further on their journey to scaling. What would help you find or work on is, understand what growth loops look like, or acquisitions to help you, kind of upscale your customer segments, sales and distribution, help you understand your unit economics, if you're really making money from these customers and all of that, or even increase your margins. And we'll work on things like customer retention, and also help you, very early fundraising preparation if you're trying to raise an angel round or a pre-seed round as well. For businesses that falls under the momentum track, you have a live MVP with real customers, consistent traction such as revenue up to 20K to 100K in total annualized. So that's across a year, you're able to make between 20K and $100,000. The momentum stage track is for you. You have also strong non-revenue traction as well, evidence of retention, usage patterns, and whatnot, and a basic team structure with at least 2 key roles and clear responsibilities. Now, again, to reiterate that each of this track is really designed for the stage you are as a business. For example, if you are an idea stage founder, growth loops, sales and distribution, unit economics, customer retention might be great learnings, but are not applicable directly to your business, right? And won't help you unlock your next milestone. So again, each of these tracks were built specifically with founders in mind to help them reach their next milestone. While in the Explorer track would help you kind of early user testing, refinement of your of your problem statement, understanding who your users might be, and all of that, which might not be very useful to a founder who is already, at the stage of with a live MVP and all of that. So again, just really understand that it's more around how we meet your specific needs at a particular time during our program that allows you to really grow through it. And then finally, we have our scale track. Now, the scale track is really for high-performing ventures with strong revenue and traction, ready for expansion into new markets and preparing for a seed or Series A round. Now, this is really, we help you with your expansion strategy, advanced acquisition system, long-term financial modeling, investment readiness, scaling and operations, as well as building an infrastructure for your business for repeated customers and actually repeating things in new markets. How do you know as a business that you fall under our scale track? You have strong revenue and traction, typically 100K and above, USD annualized. You also have clear product market fit with predictable demand. You have established operation processes, deliveries, capacity, and team leads, readiness to expand into new markets, new geographies, or new segments as well. And this really, the outcome here is that a venture is really ready for regional or continental scale. and significant investment. So you're looking to raise, a price round in your Series A. This is the track for you, and this is the track specifically built for you in mind to kind of help you with that growth strategy and unlocking scale and significant investment. I'm going to stop this track explanation by saying that if you're here and you know someone within your network, different track that you've seen, please invite them to apply to our program, specifically because we've built these tracks for the different stages of business that we've seen across our program, for doing this for a few years now. So again, understand that this is really here to help you and unlock your next milestone, whether you're trying to unlock your pre-seed round or your Series A round, or whether you're actually trying to lift a business off the ground. AIC's program is really track specific, and this 4 tracks has really been designed and tailored to really help you grow as well. Great. Again, please keep your questions. We'll have time to take some of them as we go on. And if you've not taken the poll, please take the poll as you have clarity around the different tracks that we have. Thank you. So moving on, we have the benefits that you get from the program in each of the different tracks. Now, for our programs, both the health entrepreneurship stream as well as the community impact stream, they all go on to fall under the 4 different tracks that we have. Whether you're a community impact founder or you're a health entrepreneurship founder, you fall within each of this track. Now, there's specific benefits and support that really comes to you when you get into the boot camp. Now, the first one is really the Explorer track. Once you get into the boot camp, as you finish your application, you get a 7-week self-paced boot camp, really designed around the stage that you're in, right? Early user testing, idea validation, and whatnot. And then at the end of the self-paced boot camp, you get a chance to enter into our annual pitch competition, right? And we've done this over the years, and we did this last year as well. And we're excited to invite you to come and then, enter into a pitch competition that allows you to win a few thousands of dollars just to support your growth. Now, again, because your idea stage, we want to see how far the program has helped you grow, at the same time give you, some level of capital exposure through our competition, through our pitch competition at the end of the year, to see how best you Now moving over to builder track. Now, if you're in builder track, remember I said you already have an MVP and early tractions. You also get 7-week self-paced boot camp, a chance to be accepted into our accelerator program, which provides mentorship, investors, as well as workshops. If you get into our accelerator program, you will then have get the chance to get up to 5,000 Canadian dollars plus additional funding support through our partner programs as well as our fund as well. And then pitch competition as well option if you don't get into the accelerator. So for those who get into the accelerator, they get a chance at 5,000 Canadian dollars with additional funding where possible. Now for our momentum track, remember momentum tracks is for people who already have some revenue between $20,000 to $100,000 annualized. You get a 2-week evaluation period, and then the accelerator opportunity to get into our pool of accelerator companies and become a portfolio company where you get access to mentors, investors, and other workshops, a guaranteed 15,000 Canadian dollars, and then plus the potential for additional funding and global market access again. And then lastly, very similar for the momentum, the scale track, you get 2 weeks evaluation period. You get an accelerator, you get a chance to join our accelerator program, and then you get guaranteed $25,000, 25,000 Canadian dollars, plus potential additional funding from our partners and the fund as well. And then lastly, you get the global market access as well as partnerships where necessary. most our programs really come with a lot of benefits for each of the track. Like I said, these tracks have been designed to support any founder wherever they may be, however, whatever milestone they're looking to unlock next. Great. Beyond that, I'd like to show you what our timelines look like. I think if we just move over to the next slide, that might be a lot clearer. Perfect. So right now, we are at the first junction, which is the application calls between December and the end of January into early February. Please, the application closing date is now the February the 13th. It's a Friday the 13th. So please keep that in mind. We'd welcome your applications to come in as soon as possible. I think the average time it takes the application, takes one to complete the application is around 25 minutes or 35 minutes, if I'm wrong. So please welcome applications to come in as early as possible, so that we can also have an understanding of, who is within which pool and how best we can also gather our resources to support you as well. Between March and April, you'd have the boot camp, and then between April and May, we would have grades and interviews for founders within the builder, momentum, and scale. And then lastly, by May, we would have our results and our kick off our accelerator program in June. So again, please, between now and the 13th of February, please go and submit your applications. Please submit your applications today if you can. If you can't do it today, please do it tomorrow or the day after. But please, applications will be closing soon. So please, wherever you are, whether you fit into the country innovation for Nigeria or the health innovation across Africa, please put in your application so that we can start evaluating. Our bootcamp will kick off early March at the latest, and we'll run through April. Between April and May, we'll go through grading as well as interviews, and by May, we'll have results. In June, we're looking to kick off our accelerator program as well. Great. That said, we're going to open for questions where necessary. I think we'll also in chat, share with you the application link. For those of you who got invited to join us today, please. I think we'll open up for questions at this point, but also I'd like to share the results of the polls. Jamila, if you're able to share the results, to kind of see, if folks understand where they fit in within our tracks. Great. So we have 31% in Explorer, 49% of people in the room builder. So lots and lots of builders in the room. Excited about that. We have momentum, 14%, and then we have scale being 6%. We're excited that we have all groups represented and well represented as well, given the types of companies that fall within each of the tracks as well. Again, if you're here, if you're in the Explorer, Builder, Momentum, and Scale, please be rest assured that we want to work with you on your journey to help hit your next milestone through the African Impact Challenge. I'm going to hand over to Jamila, and just so that we can start facilitating Q&A and getting some of those questions coming in. Again, you have the whole team here, so please feel free to ask any questions that will help you complete your application, but also help you prepare for the bootcamp as well as the accelerator in future. Over to you, Jem.
So we see some hands. What we will do, we will answer some of the questions in the Q&A section, and we do have time to address some of your questions in the chat. If you'd like to ask your question to us, we will unmute you a little bit close towards the end of the session and answer any questions you may have. For now, you can post a question in the Q&A section so we don't miss your question or raise your hand if you'd like to speak to us a little later. So in the Q&A section, we have a question from Ayo. My name is Ayo. I'm from Nigeria. Our startup is in the creative industry, a proprietary live streaming method. We have a patent on our solution in Nigeria, and we have taken the patent to 43 international economies. Well done. I want to know if our startup qualifies to apply for the country innovation stream. So yes, Ayo, your innovation does form part of the country innovation stream, and you are the perfect candidate as you are based in Nigeria. So please do apply. We'll be very happy to learn some more about your innovation. Next, in the Q&A session, I see we do have quite a few. Some of my colleagues will be assisting in answering your question in the chat. The next question, what does this program require selected venture leaders to put in order to benefit to the maximum? Is the program entirely online or will there be in-person activities? And that is from Christian. So Christian, very good question. For the bootcamp series, the expectation required from you would be to submit and be part of a virtual program. In the bootcamp, we'll have online training material in different stages of your business that will assess how much knowledge you have on your innovation. For this part of the program, you would be expected to submit weekly deliverables and to spend about 3 to 4 hours per week completing the course content. There will be no online courses besides update sessions and info sessions like we have right now. The program purely focuses on virtual learning and submitting your deliverables or assignments on an online platform. If you should get into the accelerator program, this is where you would be required to participate in our program and our workshops and so forth. Thank you. Moving on. The next question is.
Sorry, Jamila, just to add to that, I think to be clear, after the boot camp in the accelerator program, it is then a mix of virtual and in-person engagements, just to be clear. So there is an in-person component that comes to play after the boot camp if you get into the accelerator program, because we do meet for like physical demo days, showcases, and so on that will take place across various countries in Africa. So yeah. Thanks.
Thanks for that, Osas. Next, from Bangba Foods on Wheels, will this video session be shared after? Yes, we will be sharing the whole video session as well as the slides with you after the session. So you can have another look at the information shared on the slides and some of the questions asked on the recording. The next question, which I'll hand over to you, Osas, from Unubong. Can you register for the program if you have a company registered in Canada, but you are a Nigerian citizen?
All right, thanks. Just to properly introduce myself, hi everyone. My name is Osarit and I go by Osas. I'm the Executive Director at African Impact Initiative. And to answer your question, Enobong, you can participate in the program even if your company is registered in Canada. The key facets or the key criteria to be a part of the African Impact Challenge is that the innovation or the business that you build that's solving problems has to be solving problems in Africa. So your business has to be making positive impact, have customers or users, whatever the case may be, in Africa or an African country or multiple African countries. If that's not the case, then you would not qualify solely based off the fact that you are a Nigerian citizen. So it has to actually be solving problems for Nigerians. Otherwise, when we are assessing the applications and going through the details, you would not fit the bill of the companies that we support for the program. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you, Osas. The next question by Anonymous, please explain what you mean by get a chance to get 5,000 Canadian dollars in the accelerator. Does that mean not everyone in the accelerator gets the funding? So, Anonymous, the answer to that question is once you are part of the bootcamp part of the program, you will then commence to being part of a pool of being selected into the accelerator program. It's very important that you understand that if you are under the definition of an explorer business, you do not get a part to complete in the accelerator program. If you're under explorer, you'll have your own separate benefits. Only those in builder, momentum, and scale would qualify as part of the accelerator program. Now, how would you form part of the accelerator program? As you complete the bootcamp and you submit your deliverables, those deliverables or assignments will get graded. From the grade average, we will select the top competing contenders who will then get an interview. Should you succeed in the interview phase, then you will hear if you've proceeded to be part of the accelerator program. That means if you're under the accelerator program and you're under builder, you are part of the definition of builder, you will get 5,000 Canadian dollars in funding, and the amount varies per different track. Hope that answers your question. Next question. Are you accepting applications from Nigeria only? And that is from Happiness. Thank you for the question, Happiness. So under Nigeria, we'll only be accepting if you're country innovation and your business is country innovation only, you qualify to apply under Nigeria. If you have a business idea that's in health or from any other part of the world that focuses on health, we will be accepting your application from any African country. Just to be clear, if you have a country innovation business idea or an agnostic business idea that doesn't focus on health, you will only be selected if you are based in Nigeria. Our next question from Osas, go ahead.
Yeah, just to add to that, so just to clarify for everyone in the audience who might be confused, we aren't only accepting applications from Nigeria. Everyone is open to apply, but we have two streams, right? Like Jamila explained, we have the country innovation stream that's specific for Nigerian founders building across any industry, and then we have the health entrepreneurship stream that's for health innovators across the continent from any country. So it's not exclusive to Nigerians, but there are specific nuances within both streams that you have to fit to get into the program.
Lynn, thank you for that, Osas. And we're just going to some more questions towards the beginning of the call. 1 second. Okay, next question. Thanks. We have so many questions. So wonderful to see all of you so interested in the program. Good day. This is from New Life Foods and Beverages. Which state is the bootcamp located? I am in Abuja. So, applicant from New Life Foods, this is a virtual program. So there's no specific state where the program is located. It's an online course that you'll be taking on your computer or on your cell phone. Next question, I think you could help with this one, Osas. Is the funding equity free?
Okay, and that's just not specific to any track, all three tracks, right?
Yes, correct. Not specific to track.
Okay. Yes. So it's a mixture of both for some of the funding, for some of the tracks. For example, those who are in the builder track, the 5,000 Canadian dollars is equity free. For those in the momentum and the scale tracks, it is a mixture of equity, convertible notes and equity free funding. So if you're in the momentum track and you're in the scale track, it is a blend of grants plus a convertible notes that we'll be offering you as part of the funding. I hope that answers the question.
Yes, thank you. Then we have another question from Health that might clear up some confusion from some founders. If my innovation's from health, do you have any health specifics if someone would want to apply from outside Nigeria? Also, maybe you can share some more what kind of health ventures we look to recruit. And just to be clear, if you are based in Nigeria and you have a health idea, you may still apply for the program. But Osas, could you share what kind of health businesses or ventures we tend to look at?
Yes. So to clarify again, if you're a health innovator, you don't have to be based in Nigeria to apply for the health entrepreneurship stream. The health entrepreneurship stream is open to all innovators across the African continent. Um, the country innovation stream is the stream that's specific to those who are in Nigeria that are building in any industry. So just to put that out there again, if you're building a health tech startup or a health tech innovation, you can apply regardless of the country you come from. We've had a good amount of health types of health innovations that have gone through the program. We don't really have any specific restriction in terms of who applies. We've had, those who are building health management systems, those who are building innovations for the deaf, for premature babies, for hypothermia, those who are building for postpartum hemorrhage, women's health. We have had a mental health as well. We've had a good array of innovations that have gone through our health entrepreneurship stream. So as long as it fits within the health sector, please feel free to apply.
Okay, thank you. I think we'll take some audio questions as well as you make our way through the Q&A section. Is there anybody in particular who would like to ask a question directly to us? We would ask you to kindly keep it short so that we have time to get through the rest of the questions. First on my list, I see a question from Shima. Please go ahead, Shima. You can unmute your audio and commence. Okay, Shima, we can't hear you, so we'll move over to the next question. The next person on our list is Khadija Williams. You can go ahead and ask your question.
Hi team, thank you for this. I wanted to ask if consulting companies are eligible for this program.
Sorry, just to clarify, consulting within the health space or like within any other industry, like if you could give a bit more context to that.
Oh, so consulting in sustainability, for example,
Okay.
environment and sustainability.
And I guess from your accent based in Nigeria, I would say, yeah, it's fair game. You feel free to apply. We will be assessing you against other innovators. So that's just something to think about who might have, much more niche, like actually have a solution as opposed to just consulting in a space. But it's still fair game. So yes, feel free to apply.
Thank you.
Thank you, Khadija. Next, we'll take the question from you, Shima. You can go ahead and talk. You just have to click the unmute button. Okay, excellent. I think we'll take the next question from Harmony. You can go ahead and ask your question.
Hello, good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you very much. I just want to ask if you have a startup which has its MVP to be launched, let's say in the month of February, are you eligible for the builder track or the explorer track? Thank you very much. The MVP is to be launched in February, yes. So will it be judicious to apply for the explorer track or for the builder track?
Thanks, Harmony. You can apply for the builder track. If the timeline is accurate, that would fit for the builder track.
Okay, thank you very much.
No worries. Jamila, do we want to pivot back to just for the sake of time, I think we answered the questions in the Q&A a bit faster than the ones who come off mute.
Okay, so I'm just going through a few questions that were recently asked. So some questions that we have, if I've completed my application and I've mistakenly submitted, is there anything else I can do if I've not finished my application? So you've seen a couple of this in the chat. For those of you that feel you want to resubmit your application and you've already submitted, you can resubmit your application. Please note that if you've submitted your application twice, we will consider the last application you had submitted. For some of you can see you're able to come back and edit your application. You can commence and edit your application if you are still in the progress of completing. But if you have already submitted, we will consider the latest and the last application that you submitted. Thank you. Just going through some more of the questions. So we've covered some of the questions already. Let's just go to some of the questions that we missed in the beginning or in the chat.
No worries. I see this one. Does the program involve an in-person residence in Canada? No, it doesn't. I can see why that question was asked, Samson. So prehistorically, one of the markets we brought the founders to for the markets immersion component was Toronto, Canada. But recently we've pivoted to taking the African founders more to more local markets like Kigali, Rwanda, Nairobi, Cape Town, etc. So for this iteration of the program, Canada is not on the list, but there are other markets that will be taking the founders to immerse themselves and learn from those ecosystems. Yeah.
Thank you, Asaf. And then a question. Please explain what you mean by get a chance to get 5,000 Canadian if in the accelerator. Does this mean not everyone in the accelerator gets the funding? So as we've explained before, if you are on the builder track, momentum and scale, you would be eligible to receive funding.
Yeah, it's not. I think that's maybe what is getting people a bit confused. So to make it clear, if you get into accelerator program, you get funding, right? So everyone who gets accepted into the accelerator program. So let's say you get accepted into the builder track, you get 5,000. If you get accepted into the momentum track, you get 15. If you get accepted into the scale track, you get 25,000. So we only accept those who we are going to fund, and not more than that. I hope that helps clarify that portion.
That's very clear. Osas, maybe you could touch on what happens if you explorer.
So if you're an Explorer stage founder and you finish, we will be hosting a pitch competition to award some of the Explorer track, those who go through the Explorer track and finish funding. So once you've gotten through the stage, you fine-tune the idea that you have, you will have a chance to apply to be part of our pitch competition, which will happen in November at our Built in Africa garage in Cape Town. So if you get selected, you will be brought to Cape Town and you have a chance to pitch to win some prize money. We'll have a total prize of 10,000 Canadian dollars open to award to 3 different companies based on first, second, and third. So that's the benefit that you get for going through the Explorer track. So for those who are on the Explorer track, I'll encourage you to take it seriously, refine your ideas, put together something solid, and apply for the pitch competition so that you get a chance to be part of those who could win that prize money during our showcase. And the same applies to those who are in the builder track. If you don't get into the accelerator program, the pitch competition is also open for you to take a part of as well.
Thank you so much, Osas. Next question. When should we expect to receive feedback on our application? Also, if our current stage is unclear due to technical reasons, can I book time to share the reasons why? So ideally, you should hear more feedback from us via email at the close of our application. So applications close on the 13th of February. If you have particular questions on your venture that you feel unclear about, it would be best to email us directly in order to have your questions answered. Our email address is on the application form, but you would contact us on admin@africanimpactinitiative.ca if you have more questions. My colleague will submit some email addresses in the chat that you can contact us on.
You can also move the slides to the last where it has our contact information. So, that's easier for them to just know how to reach us as well.
Thank you so much, Osa. So the email address to contact us on is admissions@africanimpactinitiative.com. Please do submit any questions and our team will be happy to assist you. Next question, what happens during the 2-week evaluation period in the momentum track? So during, also, would you like to go ahead?
Actually, I was going to invite Josh to answer the question since I think he will have the most nuanced answer. You know,
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks, Osas, and thanks, Jamila. So for the 2 weeks evaluation period, you will obviously go through a series of exercises and just really helping you shape your business, but also and a couple of deliverables as well. Those deliverables will be more around where your business is and what you're doing in terms of revenue, metrics, milestones, and whatnot. And those deliverables will allow us make the decision on whether you get into the accelerator program or not. So again, it's really around giving you enough resources within that 2 to 3 week period, but also, getting from you, certain deliverables that allows us to assess you, specifically on the stage that you're in and what support that we can even provide you going forward.
Thank you so much for that, Josh. I think the next question, which is quite a good question, I think I'll hand this over to you, Osas. How does the program support ventures that must work closely with government health systems and regulatory approvals? Afia Gome from Nigeria. I think this would be very ideal for founders that get into the accelerator program.
Yeah.
And they can work with our partners.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that question. So yes, we try to take a very nuanced approach with each founder. So we don't have a very large accelerator cohorts. Only a few founders get in, so that way we can give very tailored services and approach to each one. So when it comes to those who work very closely with government health systems and regulatory approvals, we try to work with them to ensure that we understand first of all the specific needs and the market that they're in. We do have a very wide network, so we're well connected also within the Nigerian ecosystem as well. So it's about connecting them with the right resource within the Nigerian ecosystem around healthcare that can help them with most of those regulatory issues, whether that is a specific government official, whether that is a specific lawyer program, regulatory experts that works in that space that can help them navigate those nuances. We also have specific partners that work very closely closely with the government and regulatory bodies when it comes to helping healthcare startups specifically. Those who are familiar with Viogo Africa or the Health Tech Hub Africa, they are very close partners of ours who we work together to support our founders around regulatory issues and things they need to navigate in their ecosystem. One of the biggest conferences we're also consistently a part of. We take our founders to help them meet and discuss with such leaders and experts. There's the Africa Health Tech Summit that happens in Kigali, Rwanda every October. That's also a very good flow that we're a part of and we consistently take part in to give founders exposure to various government leaders and policymakers that shape the healthcare industry in each of their various countries. So we have various ways we support founders through the accelerator program with that specific question that you asked, but it is specific to each founder because each founder has her own regulatory constraints and issues that they have to navigate. So I hope that answers the question.
Excellent. Thank you, Asas. I think another question, which I think I'll direct to you, Josh. My name is Gilbert. If I have a business under and I have team members, would I be accepted in the program? If so, will we all be required to pitch our idea? Josh, maybe you can touch on the role of co-founders and team members that are part of a venture.
Great. So if you have members, I guess they're welcome as well to participate in the programming, but obviously we require those who are full-time or who are co-founders to actually be the core beneficiary of the program. Again, just because most of the things you'll be learning are really at the founder focused level and not just team members. So if they are co-founders, please invite them to work on your deliverables with you. And if you guys do join the program, we obviously would require one or two of you to stay dedicated to the workshops as well as hit milestones that are quite required of you.
Thank you, Josh. We have a question that seems to be repeating quite a few times. What is the status of NGOs that want to apply as part of the program? Would they fall under country innovation if their venture seeks to support the community?
So all innovations are eligible to apply for our program, whether it be an NGO, social enterprise, or a for-profit. You just have to make sure you fit within one of the streams that's available. So if you're health focused, you apply under the health entrepreneurship stream. If you are a Nigerian organization building across any industry, you can apply under the country innovation stream. I hope that helps with that question.
Yes, thank you. Another question from Divine. I want to ask, could you share what types of organizations or ventures are best suited for your program? And what does the pathway look like for health tech companies interested in participating?
So that's it's too broad of a question. No. But I would say the biggest thing we look out for, and it was the first thing that was shared on the call, is that it has to stick with our thesis. So we invest in what we call market creating innovations. Those are those innovations that are improving affordability, accessibility, and adoption of a particular good or service for Africans, because most Africans live below the poverty line and have difficulties accessing most things, whether it is healthcare, agriculture, whatever the case may be. So if you're building something that is classified as a market creating innovation, I would encourage everyone on the call to go look that up. Then you are eligible to be part of our program. That is the only hard line, I would say, criteria that we would have. There's no specific, I guess it's Divine that asked the question. There's no specific industry within healthcare that we favor more, whether it's mental health or so on and so forth. The only thing we're particular about is that whatever you're building within healthcare or any industry has to be a market creating innovation. I hope that answers the question.
Yes, thank you so much, Asas. We're just looking at a few more questions. Give us some more a reminder of the deadline of the application. The application, it does close on the 13th of February. Just going through a few questions. Okay, next question from Nurdin. Thank you for organizing this opportunity. I have a question regarding the Explorer track. If a team wins under the Explorer track, is it possible for the winner to receive funding and implement the proposed project, or is the funding capped at a fixed amount regardless of the project's total budget? I would appreciate your clarification. Osas, maybe you can share some more on the opportunities for Explorer and pitch competitions.
Yes. So if you are a part of the Explorer track and you complete the boot camp, you are eligible to apply for our pitch competition. And then if you are selected, you have a chance to pitch live the idea that you came up with for funding. There is a grand total prize of 10,000 Canadian that will be offered to 3 different ventures. So you have a chance to win part of that pool of funding. It will be capped. It will not be fully funding the project budget if it is above the amount that is stated there. We do believe as entrepreneurs, you should be willing to already to explore various funding opportunities to scale your businesses. So if your product budget fits within that pool of funding we're offering, then great. If not, you will be expected to source out other avenues to fund the product. But yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Yes, it does. Thank you, Osas. We have time for one more question. For the builder track, should the startup be incorporated? So we've seen this question a lot on whether the company should be incorporated or not in the builder track. Josh, maybe I can hand this one over to you. What should the statuses of each builder be in each track? So what are the statuses of each venture be in each track? Should they be registered? Should they be in the progress of being registered?
Great. I think that being on this, given the stage, if you are in Explorer Builder, I don't think that there is a core requirement for you to be registered, to be in the program, specifically one at the Explorer stage. you're just really an idea. And at the builder stage, if you do have an MVP you're working on, I think if you get into the accelerator program, and those are some of the key things that we'll have to look at and see if we can help with registration. But we do require you as part of momentum and scale to already be registered. Those are some of the key things that will be, assessed on. I think it's a no-brainer that when you start taking revenue from a compliance standpoint and structuring, you would have to have registration. But if there's any reason whatsoever why you don't have registration, maybe in a different jurisdiction or whatnot, we can have that conversation, at this stage if you fit all the other criteria. But I do think that, at the explorer stage, no registration required, no customers required. At the builder stage, it's not a hard and fast rule that you must have been registered. I think you're still early enough, and that's fine. But at momentum and scale, registration is required.
Okay. Also, I see we're at time, and we have a lot of questions to answer. So my suggestion to the team, Jamila, is that we take notes of these questions if it's possible, and then we get them over, answer maybe a frequently asked question email of some sorts to everybody
Okay.
who attended, and get it over to them over email so that we can, because we want to be respectful of the time that was put aside for this meeting. But thanks everyone for your questions. We'll try to get to as many as possible and get that over to you over email as well.
Excellent. Thanks, Osas. We are putting together a Q&A document where you can have a look at all of the questions that were missed in the Q&A section. We'll give that to you in a document. Thank you, Osas. Thank you, everybody, and good luck with your application. We'll share the presentation soon. Bye.